Do you have any reaction, Gerry, after you've been cleared of the murder of David Byrne?
Gerry, special criminal court found you in control of the weapons. What's your reaction to it? You stood for election.
It has long been reported that Gerry Hutch, the gangland criminal turned election candidate, has extensive property holdings around the world.
There's never a guard around when you need one.
Gerry, can I ask you, if you don't make it this time, would you go again?
We'll consider it.
Over the years, he has been linked to properties in Turkey, Bulgaria, the United States, Spain, Hungary, and of course Dublin. Determining the extent of his holdings is tricky. We came here to Lanzarote, where Hutch calls home for most of the year, to track down his property and maybe even find the man himself. The first port of call was a number of properties in the town of Puerto del Carmen, which, according to official records, were previously registered as the headquarters of the property company Hutch runs. Other property records show he also owns a 3-bed penthouse apartment in Fuengirola on mainland Spain, along with a nearby parking spot. This is in addition to various property interests in Dublin, including his family home in Clontarf. Finding his property in other countries is a more difficult task. Most countries operate closed property registries, making it almost impossible to determine the extent of a particular person's property holdings. We actually found Hutch at his Puerto del Carmen home, a handsome, though not extravagant, 3-bed villa outside of the town.
I do have properties, and if I get elected, I'll be bringing in me big sheet with all my properties on it, and I'll be declaring everything. I've no hidden agendas, and they'll be guaranteed they'll get the truth out of me. I'll just answer straight off the hook.
Can you tell us
one
now
after wrist, that's it. I don't go with the parking price, you know.
Can you tell us now how many properties you own?
Do I what?
Can you tell us now how many properties?
No, I think that's private. If I'm elected, it's not private, and I'll tell everybody, you know.
Hutch says he hasn't had any substantial interest in the property business for a long time. However, we found several properties in his name in Spain, all of which have been frozen by the Spanish courts, pending the outcome of the ongoing money laundering investigation. He has also been linked to several properties in Dublin, including a row of houses on Buckingham Street, which were previously pursued by the Criminal Assets Bureau as part of a £2 million tax settlement in 1999. Would you take the crown of the wealthiest TD if
I'd be happy to be the wealthiest TD in there, yeah.
But you're not saying you definitely would be?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to have a talk with the Healy Rays, and we'll open our piggy banks together and see what's in them.
Hutch was in good spirits when we met him, but his worries go beyond the by-election chances. In April, his son Jason was arrested near his home in relation to an ongoing investigation into Garda corruption. He is currently in prison on the island, awaiting extradition back to Ireland. Hutch himself is also under 2 investigations. One in Ireland relates to running a criminal organisation. The other, led by Spanish police, concerns allegations of money laundering. In terms of the investigation here in Spain, how worried are you about that, and what stage is it at?
Like, the police in Ireland came over here and raided my house and took documentations, and then they're trying to convince the Spanish that there's money laundering and stuff like that going on. I'm confident that in the investigation over here that I'd be exonerated when the time comes, and I'm not too concerned about it.
Gardaí have long believed that much of the seed money for Hutch's property investments came from a number of audacious bank heists, including the robbery of a Brinks Allied depot in 1995, during which armed raiders stole nearly £3 million.
A violent firearms attack, similar to terrorist attacks that had been occurring across Europe at the time, was carried out by the Hutch organised crime group on the event. One person, Mr. David Byrne, was murdered, and a number of others were injured, and fortunate to survive, having sustained injuries due to discharge of military-grade assault rifles.
How do you think that will reflect on the people of Ireland if they elect somebody with a past such as yours?
I think it's great to put someone in with a checkered past. There's bombers in there. There's people who have done with armed robbery, gun smugglers, and even when they were in power, there was 2 people charged with gun smuggling. It's great. That's what we need in the Dáil. We need change. You need a man like me in there who can talk to the guy on the street.
I want you to keep an eye on the gangsters up in Dáil.
Hello, me again.
The importance of voting is very important.
Do you think it'll be an online mostly campaign? That
And most of it will, but there will be a certain amount knocking at doors and meeting people in different communities.
And you'll be over in Dublin for the entire
Oh, I'll be over. Once I sign on that dotted line, I'm there full time. And if I'm elected, I'll be in Ireland full time.
What did you think of the judge's ruling?
Is part of your motivation maybe to your legacy won't be that of a quote-unquote gang criminal or whatever, it'd be elected representative?
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to be known as the guy that ran for the election and set a precedent that other people, that where I come from, travelling communities and all ethnic groups around the country can run for it. And it'd be nice to finish off being a TD, you know.